that whole room to expect guys to lot or the same thing. And I feel like that helps a lot knowing myself. But a big part of it is Coach Hill and how he helps me prepare. Coach Miller's great in that aspect too. I feel like going into a game, I know every look and everything that I'm going to get, so that's a props to those coaches as well. And really hold me to the standard to kind of be in the film room more than I ever have been. I feel like that's all I do with my life is football and school.
I know going into the season you said you kind of wanted to be that guy where things get tough, like people can turn to you. And it's 3 straight games, over 275 yards passing. Like, what would you say about your consistency right now as well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I look back on that, and there's throws I wish I probably had back, and those will end up coming around at the end of the season. But 3 games consistently, I feel like as an offense, it's clicking. Those guys, the wide receiver room's been awesome, tight ends, all those guys, and to me, that's a big deal. And I feel like that they've helped me in that aspect to obviously get those amount of yardages. More than anything, their yak and everything is great. And so I feel like it's a props to them more than me, really.
The offense is clicking. I mean, you didn't quite get to 500 tonight, but I mean, almost 503 in a row. I mean, just in general, what can you say about what's changed since the first game?
Yeah, I mean, you look at an offensive game and it's like we're kind of bummed in a sort of like, hey, we didn't get to 500 yards, which to me is awesome. We're exceeding our standards for sure, and we obviously every game we go in like with goals, and 500 yards is a huge goal. And when you put up 500 yards, you'll win a lot of games, and to me that's a big deal. I think our run game's extremely efficient. We're able to do a lot of things in the run game, and our pass game's directly correlated to that as well. And so I feel like offensively that's a huge deal. Up front, guys are playing extremely physical. Props to them. I mean, their protection's been great. Run blocking's just physical as can be, and those tight ends are a big part of that as well.
I have, I think, 7 guys with at least 2 catches, 3 different guys rush for at least 40 yards. I mean, just the balance you guys can have in the multiple guys on any given night that could be the star player, and how much does that help?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge deal. You have a guy go for 5 touchdowns last week, and then just like Chubb goes for 2 this week. That's a huge deal, and it's really cool to see. You've got a variety of probably 12, 15 guys that at any given moment could go off, and I feel like that's a props to the work that they put in for sure.
Appalachian State came in top 10 pass offense, top 10 rush defense. You guys had success in both plays. What worked for the game plan tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you give a huge props to our defense. Defensive turnovers in general are a huge momentum deal, but you add a turnover to the touchdown is a huge deal. I say that's the best touchdown in football. I mean, you see a guy pick 6, that's huge. And I feel like our defense did a great job, and I think it's a props to our staff. I mean, we've got one of the best staffs in the country, and in my opinion, it's the best. And so I feel like those guys get us prepared every week, and they do a great job of upholding the standard of Boise State football.
Think of that touchdown grab by him.
Oh, that was so impressive. I mean, that kid's one of those kids that he's worked extremely hard, and to see that grab on film, like you have it on tablet, everyone just like, oh my goodness, that was extremely impressive. And I was out there with him when he was kind of down, and it's like, how can I be like this? I just scored my first touchdown, and he's like, screw it, let's go. We're gonna have a fun time. So that kid's a stud, and it's cool to see him make a play like that.
Almost had him at Air Force
Yeah.
too. I know, like it seems like he's had his like little moments potentially, but
yeah, I mean, he should have had one last week if it was a good throw, and so being able to put the ball on him this week, that's a big deal.
Just feeling overall, momentum-wise, and obviously it's a tough start. He's now won 3 in a row, and it seems like both sides of the ball are clicking at the right time here, obviously with a big game next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think week 1 was the best thing that could have happened to us. Obviously, you want to win every game, but to kind of get smacked in the mouth like that was a really humbling experience, and I think our guys are taking it the right way, and that's the best part about it. Just momentum's a huge deal. Being able to kind of carry that week to week is obviously a big deal, especially going into next week.
what you guys are doing on 3rd down right now too? I mean, the 2nd week in a row, you've converted some pretty long third and longs or whatever. Like, how much is that playing into the momentum and stuff? It seems like every time you guys get one, you go down and score. It seems like. So how much is that playing into the momentum?
Yeah, I mean, you get a 3rd and long, a defense kind of shuts down. That's a tough thing to overcome as an offense, but getting the 3rd down conversion is an even tougher thing for the defense to kind of reset, like, oh shoot, we just kind of got that put on us. And so I mean, it's a props. 3rd down, especially 3rd and long, is a big thing. It's like get the balls to your playmakers, and I feel like those guys have been exceptional.
Little locals, like the special teams unit and Colton Bloomer, and those guys have been trying to earn it here and prove themselves, and puts through the uprights, and I mean, one of his kickoff attempts went through the end zone.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, in the terms of kickoff, when you're able to kick the ball in the end zone and don't have to worry about coverage, that's a huge deal. And he's been awesome in that. Obviously, there was little hiccups early on, but I never really lost trust in those guys. I mean, Coach Collins, Rasa, those guys all do a great job of kind of the standard of what it's like to be a kicker and to make field goals. And they've got high goals, high standards, and that's a huge deal.
I mean, it's a game next week. A lot of people have been talking about for a long time. To finally be here, what's just your early take on what game you guys have next week?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those games I'll be able to tell my kids about forever, playing that stadium. It's super cool to kind of be at that moment now. I mean, we just kind of talked about it. Everyone's talked about it for the last year since it's been put on the schedule. So being able to start preparing and go down there and be with the guys, have a good time, enjoy football is really exciting.
Was it tough to get back after that injury to Jaden, and how'd you guys do it?
Yeah, injuries are always tough, and I mean, I'm praying for that kid. That's the scariest part about football. And as a team, I feel like you rally a little bit around those to kind of help it, like in that aspect of, hey, we've got you, brother, and we're gonna go play the best ball that we possibly can for him. And seriously, like that's the scariest thing in football. So I'm praying for that kid. I know our team loves everybody on this team, especially Jaden Mickey. Everyone loves that kid, and so we wish the best for him.
Yeah, you can only spread the ball around so much. A couple of games ago, Latrell had one catch. I remember Spencer afterwards saying, like, hey, we need to get him involved. Now you see what he's done these last 2 weeks. What does it mean for you when Latrell's kind of going like that, and you're in the rhythm of the offense?
Yeah, I mean, that's a huge deal because he's really good with the ball in his hands in space. He makes guys miss often, and is very good at that aspect. I think that's one of those things, like, after the first couple weeks, it's like, hey, like, stay with me. We've been playing long enough with each other that those big plays are going to come, and so I feel like it's just really starting in that connection for sure.
Ours was also a pretty reliable connection out there tonight. What were you seeing out of him?
Yeah, I mean, he's been awesome, and it's like one of those things, we're just building that whole room. There's a lot of playmakers in that room. He's another guy that's really good with the ball, and it's the same thing I could say about Latrell. Like, I could have a heart-to-heart with Chris right as stuff happens. I mean, he has the one drops, and you kind of saw a little freak out a little bit, but it's like, hey, you're one of the best players in the country. That room, this whole offense, this whole team has extreme trust in you. You've got to kind of flush those, and I mean, but props to him. He holds himself to a high standard. Like, that's a big deal. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks. Good? Good?
Well, guys, appreciate your time as always. We're proud of our guys tonight. And I really think in all three phases you can show that we're growing, right? We're by no means where we need to be yet, but really believe that our team is learning and growing every week. And so thankful to be able to coach this team. Thank you, Jesus, for the opportunity just to be around a great group of guys, man, a great group of coaches that can have an impact every single day. And in a game like that, I mean, obviously, first and foremost, had some big, injuries in the game that we're going to still obviously have to look into and figure out exactly what their availability is going to look like going forward. I don't have that information now, but I do want, Bronco Nation to understand, when Jaden Mickey got hurt, and I go on the field to check on him, and it was obviously a rough injury, but going through this process with him and with our trainers, they did a phenomenal job with him. All he kept saying, even as they're doing tests on him and checking just to make sure obviously everything's good with an injury like that, all he kept saying constantly was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And he just said that on repeat as it's a scary moment. I mean, at that point, I don't know what's going on, right? We're going to get some more. I believe he's doing much better. And obviously you could see when he left the field, he put his arms in the air and was feeling better. But obviously we'll still find out more. But that kid's a warrior, man. I mean, he's lost his mom. He's been through a lot, and he's a phenomenal kid. When he was in that moment, when life is so hard, and the first thing he went to was, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, man. That impacted me just as a man. Not even talking about as a football coach. He touched my heart tonight, and I'm going to be better for it going forward. So had a couple other guys get banged up in the game. Guys, I'll find out more about injuries and know more. Obviously, I was for a press conference on Monday. But, man, proud of how our team came out and was on the attack. Just like anything, there's going to be a lot to improve on. What I talk about does not mean that we've got to figure it out. We don't. But proud of our team learning and growing. They had a really good week of practice, and proud of us working on things that we know we needed to, right? Proud of our defense tonight. Proud of our defense tonight, right? Playing the number 3 passing offense in the country. And I get asked a ton about stats and the pass defense and all these things. And I think they had 60 yards, and we had 2 pick sixes, right? So, once again, doesn't mean we're perfect yet, but that shows growth. I'm proud of our coaches, proud of our players making plays. Got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. We're able to play a lot of players tonight, which is huge for our locker room, and more importantly, huge for the development of our team. Right, this is a long season. We got to keep growing our squad. So proud of our guys flying around. I mean, Ty Benefield had a ton of tackles. He flies around. It was awesome for Amarion and Bowen Phelps to get those 2 pick sixes. Sherrod Smith had the pick at the end of the game. We had a sack fumble. I mean, we had 4 turnovers in the game, which is a huge part of winning football. And so just proud of the relentlessness they play with. It was good to get Coach Shenander on the sideline, too. I mean, we had a good talker in the week. Like, man, Coach Shenander is a great defensive coordinator. I mean, he's going to put our players in really good spots. At the end of the day, defense comes down to playing with effort, mentality, and doing your job. And we needed more of that. And I'm proud of it coming, right? Was that the only reason we played good? No, but it's part of it. And he brought a lot of juice in the sideline, just like all our other defensive coaches. And our guys responded, man. They really carried the torch, and I'm proud of them. Offensively, man, Maddox banged up. Wasn't able to practice consistently last week and came out and played really well. Smart with the football, had no turnovers, had a lot less self-inflicted negatives in this game, right, which I'm proud of. That shows growth from our squad. Obviously, we had a couple drop balls, a couple things that we need to fix, but I'm proud of the relentlessness we played with. Proud of how we were able to get a lot of guys the ball. Latrell Caples, 2 touchdowns, earned and deserved. I mean, that dude practices his tail off, makes the hard block, plays on special teams. Latrell Caples deserves a lot of credit. Our offensive line did a really good job too at the point of attack. So a lot to build on. So, and I'm proud of Colton Boomer, man. Continue to kick touchbacks is huge. We were able to get a field goal, which we haven't had to kick a field goal in a little bit, which was huge to get one through the uprights. And proud of our guys. Obviously, we had the big return on our punt return, which was good scheme by them. Good scheme by them. They had a ghost returner. Hats off to App State. So proud of where we're growing. Obviously, a lot of work to do. Bronco Nation was elite tonight. I mean, we got the best fan base in the country, period. End of story. I don't care where we're going, where we're playing. There's no better place to play college football than on the blue in Boise, Idaho. So proud of our fan base, and we love you doing it. So with that being said, open up for
I didn't get specific on Mickey, but I mean, obviously it looks very scary there. I mean, can you at least say that he's okay?
Yeah, he's okay right now. I don't know to what extent, but even when he left the field, BJ, he was moving his limbs, right? He was moving his limbs. So I have not gotten an update. I know he's in the hospital and he's in good hands. Obviously, I'm going to check on that immediately after this. But he is doing okay, for sure, right? And like I said, even when he was leaving, he was He was saying, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." He was in a positive mindset, even in a really tough situation.
Obviously, it can be an emotional, draining moment. How do you see the way your players responded after that?
Yeah, it's a close team, man. I believe, like it says in the Bible, man, where there's unity, God commands a blessing. And our team's close, right? We still got to continue to get closer, right? We still got to continue to grow that. But even in that moment, man, the amount of guys that the second that cart left the field, the amount of our players like, we're doing this for Mick, we're doing this for Mick, we're doing this for Mick. I think that shows a team that loves each other.
We talked all week, Spencer, about their passing offense, how QB's got an NFL arm, keep them to 63 yards in the first half and a single yard in the second half. I guess when you hear that, just how impressive is that from the defense?
So proud of our coaches and our players. I mean, and that's the reality of a college football coach and a college football player, right? And media, fans, supporters of our program, right? You look at stats or how something goes, and we do too, right? But at the end of the day, we're here to pour into these kids, and our players read the same stuff. They know the things that we need to improve on, and it's easy to kind of see it and kind of shy away or make excuses. That's not this team. They don't, well, whatever. No, we don't run from it. We don't run from the issues. We don't run from the hard things we got to fix. And I think that showed this week. Once again, we got obviously a huge test next weekend, right? So it's going to be put to the test as it will be every week in all three phases. We're proud of our defense, right? Because so many times it gets correlated to pass defense versus run defense. It's 11 dudes. It's 11 guys that love each other, that need to be on the same page consistently. If we give up a long pass, I'm sure maybe there was a defensive back that misplayed it, but where's the pressure? There's the disguise. There's a lot of pieces that come in. No different than stopping the run. It's not just on our front seven. Right? It's going to be all 11 guys involved in it. So long-winded answer to your question, Sean, but man, I'm proud of our guys just growing, right? Embracing the challenge. That's a good football team we played tonight, embracing the challenge, and they played really well.
What can you say about this defensive line? I mean, it seemed like every time they dropped back, there was one or two guys in his face. I mean, it was all night relentless.
Yeah, I mean, our coaches do a great job training. I mean, from Coach Frazier, Coach Miley, Coach Shenander, even our front seven, with our linebackers involved. I mean, Coach Shenander, we know he'll bring it from anywhere, right? Which you love. That's a mentality, right? We are not going to let a quarterback sit there and play 7-on-7. We are not going to do that here. And that's built in. And now, it doesn't always mean blitz and six, right? It could mean four-man rush, max drop. But there's a mentality with our defensive front that our players have bought into, and they practice like that, right? They practice to create havoc on a quarterback. And even tonight, man, even if it wasn't sacks, that quarterback was getting hit, right? And I believe those things wear on a shot caller, man. You continue to hit him, he's not going to want to stand there all day. That's a human being you're playing, right? That's very few will want to do that down in and down out.
Maddox was kind of in and out of practice this week. Was there anything from a game plan standpoint during the week that you guys had to kind of adjust because of his practice availability, or was it kind of a normal game plan with him?
It's normal game plan. I mean, Maddox is a warrior. And even going into the week, Monday, we knew how he was banged up and how we had to make sure he'd be ready for the game. But he looked me in the eye like, Coach, I'm playing, and we're letting it rip. Like, period, end of story. And it's our job as coaches, our training staff, to know, what situation we want to put him in. But we didn't hold anything back.
See Maddox taking over staff. I mean, he seems to be playing the best he ever has right now.
I mean, I think Maddox Madsen is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Right? I mean, I've said that for a long time, and I think people believe that. If they don't, I tell them, please watch the film. Right? And just because he's maybe not 6'5" or this or what people think equals elite, Maddox Madsen is an elite quarterback and makes the right decision with the ball, can make all the throws. We put a ton on Maddox, from run game, pass game, checks. It's all on Maddox's shoulders, and he never flinches. Never flinches, loves his team, comes to work every day with a smile on his face, ready to get better, and that's the heartbeat of our team.
Ty Benefield, this is his third game of the season, leading the team in tackles. What can you say about him just as a player in general, and what do you think he does specifically that makes him such a valuable addition to the defense?
Yeah, I mean, Ty Benefield is one of the best football players we've had here in my 9 years at Boise State. Any side of the ball, period, end of story. And one, because he has an NFL skill set, long, can run, feel like, yes, but he is an elite practice player. And that's what all the scouts, when we talk about him, and Like, just watch him practice. Watch him practice. We go to a walkthrough, Ty Benefield makes every tackle in a walkthrough, right? No plays off, how he trains, how he practices. He lives in that film room because he loves his team and he wants to be the best safety in the country. And I think he's putting on film that he's definitely one of those guys. Watch the film. I mean, he's an elite football player, and he has a mentality with how he practices that is infectious with our team.
Sean, but what was the benefits and whose idea was it, and how that change come to put Eric down on the field?
Yeah, me and Coach Jens talked earlier this week, and just about our defense and some things that where we're at and where we need to grow from. And just like anything as a coach, right, we got to continue to find answers, right? And I'm not the guy that's going to point problems out. We're going to find answers, and not that Coach Shenander on the field is an answer to us being an elite team. That's not. But I think making some change, right? Getting at the end of the day, he's called it from the field before, and I think in this day and age more than ever with iPads and some of those things, I think there's a lot of merit to having a coordinator in the field to be able to bring the juice, to make sure you can look a player in the eye if he's not doing what he's supposed to, or if he is, encourage him to go out and be his best the next series. So just like anything, our defense played really well tonight. It's not just because Coach Shenander was on the field, right? But did that have something to do with it? You know, something. And I think at least our players knew what time it was. When we go take the field on defense, we want to be on the attack, and I'm proud of that showing up tonight.
I asked him Tubes last year about a young guy that caught his eye, and he brought up Bowen Phelps. And to get a compliment from Tubes, I feel like you got to be doing some things right? So what was it like to see him get that moment? And he's made a big impact these last 2 games. How is he coming along?
Yeah, I mean, Bowen Phelps, comes in as a walk-on safety, and just his growth and development, and he's a redshirt sophomore, and his development over his time, I mean, he's skyrocketed here. I mean, now, guys, he's one of our best players on defense. That's not because he had a good pick tonight. Like, he's playing like that. And very similar in regards to Ty, in regards to how he practices. Every practice, we track our players with GPS to see how fast they're running their loads. And he's one of the top. He usually leads our team in practice load because of how hard he practices. And then he goes out there and plays extremely fast. Starts on 2 special teams, team first guy. I mean, I think Bowen Phelps' time here, I mean, people are going to continue to hear about Bowen Phelps. I mean, I think he's going to be not only an all-conference type guy, he's going to be one of the better ones we've had.
Takeaways that stands out to me after game 1, as you said, you wanted your guys to play free. Whether it be how quick Ty's playing the game right now, or Jaden, or Brax, or anybody on offense these last few games. Have you seen them playing as free as you want? You know, maybe these last couple games.
I think just like anything, Jay, we got to continue to grow that, right? We played 4 games. We're by no means a finished product, but when I watch our team tonight, and I've seen this grow since game 1. I believe our team is playing with uncommon effort, right? That's a non-negotiable for a championship team, right? Mentality. What is mentality? That's physically imposing your will every single play. But the only way to do that is that you've done the work. Tuesday, we call it Bloody Tuesday, right? That's our hard practice. Wednesdays, work day Wednesday. Thursdays, mentality Thursday, right? Like, you got to do that to earn the right to cut it loose on Saturday night. And that's what I think our team is growing in, that they've been practicing their tails off. And you're starting to see them play free. You can only play free if you know I'm confident in my preparation. And I think we're getting closer, right? Is there still a lot of meat on the bone? Shoot, I hope so. We played 4 games. But I'm seeing it grow. And there's a lot of joy on this team that I love to see, right? I film the sideline every week. And I know, and I even took a peek behind me a couple times. There's a lot of joy on our sideline, right? This is a hard game. It's hard to win. You gotta enjoy your team, man. You gotta enjoy playing for each other and playing in front of the best fan base in the country. Don't miss those moments.
It looked like there was a series in the first half on defense when Freeney and Johnson came in there in the corner. What went into that decision in the first half?
Yeah, both Amari and Jeremiah play on special teams too, so we want to, you know, and we got to continue to rotate guys. We got to make sure that our team's growing, and you're one play away from guys being a starter. So Coach Demo does a good job rotating guys to make sure we keep our guys fresh and continue to build our roster.
It felt like you guys were attacking their strength with your game plan tonight. I mean, Sean already asked you about their pass offense, but they also had a top 10 rush defense, and you ran 44 times for 152 yards. Just what did you like about your game plan just overall tonight and the success you guys had with it?
And we've talked before, I mean, offensively, running the football is what we do. That's number one for us is establishing a run game, and that starts with our mentality. So it doesn't matter if we're playing someone who's ranked 130 whatever in rush defense or they're number one. We have to find a way to run the football. That's a DNA of our offense and a DNA of our football team, right? The number one thing on defense is stopping the run. And that's going to be no different who you play. So I'm proud of the game plan our guys had. Coach Potter and our offensive staff do a really good job attacking the defense. And at the end of the day, our players got to go make plays. And I think tonight we did. Once again, there's some plays that we want to have back and some things we got to fix. But they went out and cut it loose, and every week we got to find a way to establish run game.
Especially with some of the scrutiny that's been around the secondary this season, last season. How happy were you to see McCulley jump back routes and nick a pick six early on?
So proud of him, man. I mean, great play call from Coach Shenander, and I'm just proud of Omarion getting that one. Right? And he played much better tonight, right? Our secondary as a whole played much better. Our defense, once again, it's not secondary versus the front, right? It's our defense played better tonight, and Omarion's a huge part of that. And even what I'm so proud of him too is even when we had the touchdown late in the second half, he didn't flinch. And there's been times in the past where when Omarion gets a pass caught on him, sometimes he's frustrated. It's hard for him to get back to it. He didn't. He never flinched, and he came out in the second half and played lights out. Lights out. I mean, they didn't get a yard passing the ball in the second half. Right? I'm proud of Omarion, man. He's got a skill set that he's an elite player as long as he's in that right mindset.
Think about the feel on the flight back after South Florida to now. I mean, 3 wins in a row, and it seems like you're kind of clicking on all areas, at least tonight, kind of going into next week. I mean, what can you say about the turnaround the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the South Florida game still is frustrating, right? Still hurts my heart on how we played. And you got to learn and grow. Even if we found a way to beat South Florida, there'd still be a lot from that to learn and grow from. But I believe our team is learning and growing every week, and we need to, right? No different. We had a good win tonight. We're going to watch the film. There's going to be a lot of things on Monday when we meet with our players that we got to get fixed. But I love this staff. I love this group of guys, and I think we're going to keep growing. Right? And obviously this next weekend, just like it is every week, we got to play our best to have a chance to win the game. Right? And this next weekend, we got to play our best to have a chance to win too. We got some guys banged up, and if guys can't play, we had some guys out this game. Guys can't play. Next man up. But BJ, your question, I appreciate you saying that because I'm proud of how the team's growing. And even though it's rough and you get punched in the mouth and you taste some blood, you're like, I don't feel good. And I think we're learning and growing from it.
Every game here is special to you. But, I don't know, just with the front porch of Vado, it just felt like a kind of a special atmosphere tonight, or it meant more than just about Boise State football. I don't know, did you get a chance to soak it in at all? And by the way, you've never been the head coach here without a sellout crowd.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean. I mean, Jay, I appreciate that question. Like, I don't ever want to take that for granted. You know what I mean? Like, I talk with so many head coaches about trying to get fans to the game, trying to have people buy into their season, and not here. I mean, this team, this community loves their football team. And I don't take that lightly, and I know our players don't either. And I talked to them pregame. My pregame speech was just, hey, there's 208 in the back of your helmet tonight. Right, that's got to mean something. And talk about the front porch of Idaho. I know the only reason I moved to Boise, Idaho is because I saw a game on the Blue. I saw a Fiesta Bowl. So I'm here. And then I fell in love with this community, the people, the city, the state. And I told our team, I mean, there's whatever it was, 32,000, whatever the fans were tonight. I mean, so many of those fans are blue-collar community. I mean, there's people in the stands, they're saving up to make sure they can come watch the Broncos. And they maybe don't do a lot else because they're saving their money to come watch you play. What do you want them to see? You want to see a team that's kind of whatever, or you want to see a team that's freaking all in for their team, all in for their fan base? Choking up the time. Like that's different. And I love this community, man. This community's home to me, my wife, our kids, and I know it's going to be home for our players even long after they're gone. And we don't take that lightly.
Coach, you talked about improving in all 3 phases of the game so far, and obviously big matchup next week. How do you guys improve in all 3 phases, ahead of a huge matchup like you have?
I mean, we're going to go through our process, right? I mean, no matter every team we play has an opportunity to beat us, and I believe we have an opportunity to beat them. So we got to have our best process this week just because you need to. It's game number 5. We got to keep growing. Haven't watched a ton of their film, did some preseason opponent scout, but obviously they played some games. They played really well tonight, and we're going to watch the film, and we got to find a way to play our best in a week.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
That's good.
What was it like tonight?
It was electric for sure. James brings that energy that I think we needed this game. It really helped us throughout the game. So it's good to have him down there.
Seems like all night you guys were in the backfield causing problems. I mean, what went into that game plan, and that had to feel good and rewarding for you guys on the line?
Yeah, it was rewarding for sure. This week, we knew that they were a passing team, so I think that's something that we all emphasized as a group. So yeah, it's good to get back there and have a game.
Just in general, the defensive effort as a whole, with the 4 takeaways and just holding them to the 2 yards you did. I mean, how did it feel?
It was awesome. We took a huge step forward as a whole. You could tell by how the front worked. It really helped the back end, and how the back end worked helped the front. So I think that the focus from now is just to keep doing that and keep taking steps forward.
Be contagious. I mean, you guys only had 3 in the first 3 games. To get 4 tonight, I mean, that's something that can kind of hopefully kind of get hot and carry that over the next 2 games?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said before, we both do our jobs at the same time. It'll just create takeaways and keep producing.
And you guys were attacking their pass offense and their rush defense, both top 10 in the country, and you had success in both areas. Just what did you like about the coach's game plan tonight?
They did a great job. They didn't overly game plan, which I think is important in a game like this, because If you do, it'll kind of screw up the minds of the players. But it's also on the players to do their part in studying, watching film, and all that stuff. So I think it's important for us as a group to listen to coach's plan and work the plan.
The biggest challenges of taking the defensive performance tonight and carrying it into next week, which is obviously a much taller task.
I think just being consistent. If we can do that, get pressure up front, stop the run up front, and have the DBs hold the coverage, I think that'll work out.
It was like the start of the game pretty fast.
It was very chaotic. First play, I went down with a stinger. I was right back after the drive.
What's going on in that for?
Yeah.
Was it pretty aggressive? I don't really like it.
It depends. I like it because it helps my neck and my shoulders. But when I'm in my stance, I'm looking through that top bar of the helmet, so it's kind of hard.
2 sacks. I mean, last week the big storyline on you was being super selfless, and I don't know, how good did it feel to get those tonight?
It felt great. Just like I said a couple days ago, my time was this game, whereas last week wasn't my time, and I think that it's important to know when your time is going to come. So,
What did you think of the crowd tonight?
it was great. It was electric, especially in that end zone. It gets the other opposing team all riled up and causes certain things to happen.
Wins in a row. How do you just feel like overall this team's kind of building momentum here as you move forward?
I feel good. I'm excited where we're at. There's still things that we got to learn and grow from each week. But I think it's important to look at the win and be grateful for it, because wins are hard. But I think I'm excited where we're going. We could head to great places, but we just got to stay consistent.
Fun as opportunity for a game like next week?
It's fun for sure. A lot of people say there's a lot of hype around it, but I think it's just another game. That's how it is with all of college football. You got to play the next game, no matter who the opponent is, and you got to respect who they are and fear nobody.
The game at Oregon, having the game against Penn State last year, I mean, do you feel like I know it's a historic stadium, all that, but I mean, does it make it a little easier to see that it is just another opponent, another game?
I think it does make it easier. I feel if you prepare too much, it can, kind of mess up the mind. So you just got to take it as it's another game and it's another opponent, and you have to respect them as they are. Just keep going.
Scores tonight, just how much does that excite you guys as a defense?
It's exciting. It's important as well. Those are pivotal moments in the game, and I think if we continue to get those, it makes a great defense.
What stands out about Bowen Phelps to you?
Bowen Phelps is a great guy. He's a workaholic. He never complains. Bowen's always does his job, even when it doesn't benefit him. I think that something for people to watch out for Bowen is that he's on the rise up because he works like none other.
Where's the confidence of this defense at right now? I mean, it seems like there's measured growth week to week here, and then after this performance, heading into a huge game against Notre Dame, where's your guys' headspace at?
I think as a whole, we're doing a really good job. You could see glimpses of a great defense in these past couple games, and I think that this game came to fruition. But I think that we can't ride a high. We have to stay consistent and keep going forward.
All right, thanks, Becker.
Thank you, guys.